Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 2. Last episode we cleared out the last of the Slith caves, whatever you want to call them, and did a lot of running back and forth in order to complete a couple quests. Now, I think maybe we'll continue looking through Eastern Avernum here. Also, I just noticed this pillar here. Why is this here? These are usually in water, not in the middle of the air here. I don't know. So, let's go. I'm pretty sure the Empire controls lands out here. You find, in the middle of this bare, open expanse of stone, the body of an Empire soldier. Well, part of a body. It looks like he was caught out in the open by giant lizards. Most of the soldier's goods have been dragged away. You do find one thing of interest, however. In a mushroom patch nearby, you find a courier's satchel. It would seem the corpse nearby was, in life, an Empire messenger. It's strange that the lizards didn't tear the satchel apart. Perhaps it has something unusual inside. Open the satchel. The satchel has 4 scrolls inside. You reach for one of them, but then they change. With a blur, they seem to rearrange themselves in the satchel. What's more, they all look so similar you can't tell them apart. The best you can do is grab one of them and hope. Grab a scroll. It's a dispatch from some garrison somewhere to some other garrison. It says that the new access word for the auxiliary caches is skulls. When you finish reading it, you suddenly feel strangely compelled to replace the scroll in the bag. I have a hunch! I think I know what that's for. I'm going to run over to take care of that right now. Let's see. We're gonna need a boat. We're gonna need the boat. Alright. Oh, come on. Thank you. Yes, this way. And down here. And the boat. Yep, didn't mean to get out. Row under the bridge. Alright. Now. Really? Really? We don't need to deal with this. We really don't. Impressive that you managed to survive, but impressive that you attacked the wrong person. Why? And there we go. You know, I don't even need to take anything. Let's move on. Yes, I bet this is it. Okay, try to open the door. Simple grim word. Password. Fortunately, you learned from a scroll on a dead courier what the password is. You say skulls. The door swings open and you pass into the cave beyond. Inside, you find supplies. There are dozens of bags and boxes of useful goods. Food, arrows, darts, melee weapons and armor. Even spell components, all neatly stacked and bagged, all bearing the symbol of the Empire. You've won entry into an Empire supply cache, no doubt set up to help stage an offensive on Eastern Avernum. Let's take what we can! Why not? You grab some rations and several quivers of arrows, only to find them crumbling in your hands. Soon they're nothing but powder. You try again with a shield. It rusts into dust. The Empire traps its supplies. You leave before you trigger a fatal trap. Alright, I guess we should destroy it. The Empire may have placed defenses to keep the stuff from being stolen, but now that you're past, you can do what you want. You set to work. Much of the stuff burns. That which doesn't is easily melted with a few simple spells. Within minutes, the supplies, laboriously brought down from the surface, are soot and rubble. Alright then. We can't take the stuff in the cache, but we could destroy it. I mean, sure, someone will probably say, no, wait, there was something else that you could have done so that you could actually loot the stuff and take it with you. But I'm gonna go on the safe side and say, no, that wasn't gonna happen. And yes, I'm going to leave the boat over by, Mello here. There we go. Yes, yes, out of the way. Thank you. Alright, now then. Back down to where we were exploring. Or we face a few null bugs first. And you two are not going to be very useful, are you? Okay. Haste to Rex. Wait. Wait. You do nothing. You do nothing. Actually, now that I think about it, there was something you could have done. A blessing. And the nullbugs are dead. Excellent. Now back around this way. Leave, I don't need to search that. And now back to looking this way. What can we find? Let me guess. Those are Empire troops up there? Well, let's see. Let's see here. There is a small friendly outpost at the top of this hill. From where you stand, it looks like about 50 soldiers with magical support and strong barricades. Approach and talk to them. The soldiers of Avernum welcome you into their encampment. They don't get many friendly visitors out here because the surrounding lands aren't well controlled. On the other hand, they tell you that they haven't been attacked. Their position is very strong and tends to discourage a casual raider. They're mainly here to watch the surrounding area and to see if any assaults heading east. You haven't seen anything lately. After talking with them for a while, they warn you to be careful and watch out for Empire raiding parties. Then you move on. Suddenly, Aranea! Okay. That's random and completely out of nowhere. Divine Host would be nice, but no. Ooh, we should actually update that at some point. Or upgrade it at some point. Alright. And a haste to Rex. Yes. Go, Rex, go. Blessing to Gary. And a haste to Gary. Nice. Wonder which one was the elder. Doesn't matter now, they're all getting killed. And Lee is asleep. And Rex is also slowed. Fantastic. Oh well, we got him. Oh bloody hell, enough with the freaking slow. They're almost dead. Finish them off. Thank you. Freaking Aranea. Really hate the slow. Okay. I do remember there was a fort up here. Oh. Someone went to great trouble to build a nice home out here. The house seems to be abandoned and the lovely fungal garden has been trampled. The roof looks close to caving in. Walk inside. Unsurprisingly, the house has been almost completely looted and graffiti defaces the walls. The only things left of interest are some stone tablets. They were too strong to destroy and too heavy to steal. Try to decipher it. The writing is in your native alphabet, but you can't make any sense of it. It looks like total gibberish. You stare at it until it gives you a headache. Then you give up trying to make sense of it. Interesting. Wonder what that is. Okay, let's see here. There's a couple things up here. A couple random tunnels. You walk towards the ruins of a mine. The buildings were probably abandoned when the Empire invaded. Suddenly, several humans walk out of camouflaged crevices in the cave walls surrounding you. You pull your weapons, but one of them steps forward unarmed. She says, "Wait! We're Avernites!" I sense a trap, but let's approach and talk to them. You hold your blow, and the woman who approached says, "We're in hiding, but we know you. We've heard of you. Come to camp with us. We have things to tell you." Cautiously, you follow them into their cunningly hidden camp. There are 10 pale Avernites here. They're not refugees, however. They're fighters, well-armed and skilled in stealth. Upon arrival, the woman who greeted you straps on several long knives. She says, "I am Caitlyn of the Scimitar." You've heard of the Scimitar, a formerly underground group fighting the Empire, who now work for Avernum's army doing dangerous missions requiring stealth and cruelty. "We've heard of you, visitors to the Venati, and we know that you travel. We are looking for several Empire supply caches in this area, hidden and trapped, and we have been given rewards to give to those who help us destroy them. If you find and destroy any caches, return and let us know." You agree. "And join us in a meal so we may hear of your adventures." You agree to this too. And after a friendly meal and a long talk, you depart. Caitlyn greets you and listens to your account of cache hunting. "Well done," she says. She gets a pouch for you. It contains several small jewels. "We haven't been having much luck finding other caches. Any more aid you can give will be a great help." Fantastic! We'll keep our eyes open for any others. Now let's see here. What have we gotten? Spiritual herbs. I guess the jewels were just coins. Barter goods, likely. Can't go that way. Odd. Hidden passage? No, but there is something over there that we'll need to keep our eyes open for. Bones and broken weapons are scattered all over this cave floor for hundreds of feet in every direction. This area has seen at least one major skirmish, probably more. I bet. Alright, Fort Dranlon. That's a place we can go to. Wow. They are well defended here. The fort walls are a formidable sight. They are black and stained and studded with vicious-looking spikes. There are glowing glyphs at regular intervals, promising fiery death to those who try to force entry. They have been struck by many fiery spells. Well, people here have been dealing with a lot of fighting, which I suppose makes sense. I mean, considering what I understand of just what the Empire controls, as far as I know, the Empire basically controls the center and northern and western Avernum, or at least they controlled the Abyss. A guard peers through a crack between two of the barriers and sees you. After a brief pause, slender gaps appear in the magical barriers. Fort Dranlon is a grim place, the battered front line for Avernum in a long series of vicious wars. The walls show signs of having been blasted, patched, torn down, and rebuilt many times. This passage ahead leads into the core of the fort. Arrow slits face into the passage, and lines of ominous symbols stretch across the floor. If you are an enemy, these magical traps are more than capable of giving you a very long day. Well, it's nice to see that Fort Dranlon is still around, and still surviving relatively well. I just want to take a look all around first. Looks like the way we came in is the only way we can go out. Interesting. Oh, that's very interesting, the way they have that set up. Ow, ow, ow. Probably shouldn't have done that. Don't need to go over there. I mean, it's... Yeah, we do... What are you doing back there? This solidly built blonde woman can't seem to stop moving. She moves from barrier to barrier and wall to wall, looking for something to repair or augment. She turns to you. Welcome, I'm Lindy. I'm a mage here. You seem busy. Just working the barriers, needs doing. What are the barriers for? Walls take time to repair, and Empire mages hit us with fireballs all the time. They're much worse than the slips. And the slips are? That's who we fought before the Empire came down here. Well, that's what Fort Dranlon fought before the Empire came. I wasn't here. I was with the Scimitar. Who are the Scimitar? She smiles proudly. Underground warriors against the Empire, back when their agents among us were covert. We fight with the army now, mostly doing stealthy stuff, but when one of us is needed somewhere, we go. We're all in this together. What happened to the Scimitar? We were based in the Abyss. Then the Empire took over the Abyss and, for the most part, destroyed it. We stopped being underground then. We came out and joined Avernum openly. Do you ever wish you weren't just cooped up in this fort? Do you ever want to go on missions again? Yes, I do. In the old days, I could slip into a secret Empire installation, kill 5 of them, and leave with them, being none the wiser. Being on the defensive is killing me. I had some great skills. Then why don't you join us? Unfortunately, we can't. At last, defensive action! Wendy moves forward to try and join your group. Sadly, we don't have the room. Much as I wish we did. Alright, let's see here. What's over here? Ah, the Quartermaster. In the door, thank you. The counter is being polished by a middle-aged, heavy-set man with short black hair and a neat mustache. He shakes your hands. I'm George. I'm in charge of supplies here. What do you do for the fort? I'm the Quartermaster here, such as it is. Plus, I run the commissary. What is a Quartermaster? We don't get many supplies up here, but enough to function. I keep track of them. What is a commissary? He points behind the counter. There are some supplies there. For what few adventurers we get passing through. You can buy stuff if you want. We need the money for petty cash, believe it or not. We also have rations. This is all we got, though, and we wouldn't have that but for the cash. Cash? Empire supply cache. They got 'em all around here. Fresh supplies, teleported from the surface. We don't find many of them, but we grab one occasionally. Get many adventurers coming through? Too much Empire activity. They stay away from here. Wise move. George continues to polish. You notice that his black hair has a light brown streak at the front. Can I see what you have for sale? Nothing. Bag of sugar. Someone was looking for sugar. I remember that. Supplies? Anything you're looking for in particular? Wine. The troops here really need it. Wine is about the only vacation that the troops here get. Nothing fancy, just the cheap stuff. I'll give you 20 coins for a jug. Alright. There was a quest here somewhere. For... Oh, let's see. One for... Both our plans, Darmon, kill Lim and Selly, massacre evidence, Borgia toadstools, Harston, Empire records, Garzad, cheap wine, Empire cashews, sugar for Gary, a barkeep in Silvar. We can do that. Sure, it's gonna cost some coin, but I think it's fine. There we go. There is a stone platform here, used for defense of the fort or surveillance of the nearby area. It's very exposed. No doubt many defenders up there have been clipped by enemy spells. Oh, a place to rest. Well, we don't really need it, but we'll keep it in mind. Alright. Next, let's take a look over here. This is obviously the barracks. Oh, hello. Those guys don't want to talk, but she doesn't want to talk either. Really? Huh. Okay then. And that leaves this place. Let's see here. Ah, the temple. This small temple shows signs of frequent visitation. The kneeling pad's been worn threadbare by the constant use of the beleaguered soldiers of the fort. There is a dignified woman praying at the altar. Her long dark hair contrasts sharply with her snowy white robes. She stands to welcome you. I am Caitlyn. Sorry to intrude on you while you're praying. I am always saying prayers, for the future, for the lost, for forgiveness for our own acts, but my regular work is spellcasting. What else do you pray for? For peace for those who have died, on both sides, and for the Sliths. What has happened with the Sliths? She looks sad. Poor creatures. First they were devastated when they lost the war against us. Now the Empire hunts them for sport. They are an old, dignified race. They deserve better. I can agree with that. Spellcasting of what sort? I help maintain the barriers sometimes, but that isn't important. What is important is that I can heal you if you wish it. Do you make healing potions? Yes, but only for the soldiers. We don't have many. Grey mold is in very short supply. Do you know where to get grey mold? She looks angry. I'm not supposed to say. The knowledge is too secret to tell to people who need it. Of course, I am allowed to mention that if you took a boat down the river to the west and rowed a ways north, the view is excellent. It's especially nice at the headwaters of a certain river, as I mentioned, to the west a ways and then north. You never know what you might find. As you say. There's a sign for that one. Okay. There's a small blonde woman sitting here. Her clothes are torn and she looks very tired. She must be a refugee. She looks up at you sadly. Greetings, friend. My name is Nance. Hey, we were looking for you. How do you keep busy here? She sits and stares. I mourn my losses. I was at Kocha when it was attacked. I lost everything. Everything. Like what? Please, leave me alone with my grief. Why are you here? I thought most of the refugees went east. They did. I got turned around in the confusion. Foolishness and misfortune. We met someone named Elspeth in Silvar. She was looking for you. A look of profound relief crosses her face. If you see Elspeth again, tell her that I'm here and I'll get back to her as soon as I can. I'm trying to figure out a way to get to Silvar and to Elspeth. Next chance I get, I'm leaving this miserable fort. Alright. Glad to find Nance. Marowyn the Commander. Alright. There is a small, beautiful woman with long, curly brown hair sitting behind the desk. She wears simple velvet robes and bears the staff of a wizard. She nods to you and grins. I'm Commander Marowyn. Welcome to Fort Dranlon. Marowyn. Not Mayorwyn, Marowyn. Okay. Are you in charge of this fort? Her smile falls a few notches. Yes, I run this fort. It's a pretty bleak position, but an important one. This fort seems to have known better days. Not many of them, for Dranlon has been here several years now. We're always the first to be attacked and the last to be relieved. Bleak in what way? The Empire's been hammering us non-stop for months. The barrier didn't help things, and adventurers rarely come here anymore. Why do you think the Empire's been targeting you? Because we are here. We're closest to them. We're next. The nearest city to us was Kotra, and that's destroyed. Now our supplies have to come all the way from Silvar. We're well defended for now. What barrier? Her smile disappears entirely. The Venati barrier, remember? It was us in Kotra versus 3 full Empire garrisons in a tower, and we still endured. The Empire has a tower near here. It just appeared almost overnight upriver to the north a few months ago. It's run by a mage named Eldaran, and it launches nasty raids. It's an important place, though. If someone could hit it hard, it'd really stick it to the Empire. Kotra didn't fare well. Nasty business, that. It's just a ruin now, the loveliest city in Avernum. We'll keep it from happening again, mark my words. Were adventurers common? Used to be. There were always adventurers coming through here, doing missions for us, heading north to hunt giants. Great help. Now I can rarely get anyone to do missions, even though I offered good bribes. You used to bribe adventurers? You know, many mercenaries who'd work for free. I used to reward them by teaching them the spell Dispel Barrier. Very useful. Not allowed to teach Dispel Barrier to people anymore. I can only offer gold and a good word to the government for those that do missions. Could you bend the rules and teach me Dispel Barrier? Sorry, it's a powerful spell nowadays, and we're not allowed to teach it anymore. She leans close to you. I hear someone in Fort Emerald is being a little loose with it. You should go check it out. Right, we'll be doing that. Well, I'd be interested in doing a mission for you. This mission is a dangerous one indeed. To the north of here is an Empire tower filled with mages, led by an archmage named Eldaran. We need him dead, and have been trying to find a small band to infiltrate his tower and slay him. We'll take care of that at some point. We had a terrible time getting out here, by the way. Empire troops everywhere. Tell me about it. We get hit by raids from the west all the time. They come by sea, flying over the water on boats. It's constant trial. Only 2 other places to check here. Storage room there, and you find a tiny cramped office tucked in next to the barracks. There's someone in here. A neat-looking, ferret-faced man hunches behind a desk. He looks you up and down. I'm ORourke. What's your assignment out here? I'm an Avernum agent out here on the front. These are the front lines? Such as it is. With Kotra destroyed, we're less a front and more an island. I didn't realize Avernum had secret agents. Well, I'm supposed to be doing covert work and such, but stepping outside this fort is a sure way to invite quick death. Unfortunate. There's a serious matter that needs taking up with the Giants. Perhaps we can help with the Giants. The Empire is no more fond of the Giants than us, and has driven them into the caverns to the north. I have a quest regarding them, with rich reward if you can complete it. We are intrigued. Continue. Giants we question have said that they have 3 icons, very ancient, made of a strange grey stone. They're owned by giants living to the north. We'd like to get them to examine them and break giant morale. Bring them to me and be rewarded. Simple enough. And we know where the giants are, more or less, so we can take care of that at some point. Oh, I guess I could have talked to them. Oh well, no biggie. Right, we gotta go back to Silvar because we have 2 quests to turn out over there. And I'm gonna be happy to do it. Just gotta get down there and... okay. Come on, get in there! There we go. Alright, now. Who was it that wanted the sugar? Gary. Okay. Probably in here. There we are. We have some sugar for you, as you asked. 200 coins. He takes your sugar and inspects it carefully. He wets his forefinger, dips it into the precious powder, withdraws it, and tastes carefully. Yep, it's prime. Prime surface rolled sugar. Just the thing for some wealthy Avernum sweet tooth. He counts out your money. Thank you, and if you find any more, I'm still interested. Okay, so it's a continuous quest. Now, let's see. We need to find... whatever her name was. It must be somewhere. Where was she? Is this her? No, that's Anastasia. Okay, who was it? Elspeth in the refugee slum. Okay, she's in the refugee slums down here. this might be her. Aha! We found Nance. She's alive, well and in Fort Dranlon. She seems beside herself with relief. I'll go there as soon as I can, and in thanks, something I saved from my shop when I was fleeing Kotra. She gives you a small, wicked-looking dagger with a glittering edge. It will be a long time until it's safe for me to go up there and find her, but at least I know that she is safe. Curse the Empire, will it ever stop toying with our lives? A dagger. What kind of dagger? Diamond dagger. 2 to 12 plus 8. Wow, that is impressive. That's 10 to 20 damage. That is a very narrow amount, and it is bloody awesome. Much better than these. In fact, I think I'll give it to Talia. I mean, Gary could use it, but Gary's does a little more damage. Alright, that item is something we can sell. Okay. And I think I'm probably going to have to end this episode here. Once I find a place to sell this. Alright, northeast. Next episode... You know what? I think the main thing I want to do is get Dispel Barrier. And to do that, we're going to need to use the boat in order to... Yeah, if I remember right... we need to kill Limoncelli. Empire Fort in an island northeast of Fort Emerald. That's what we need to do. But I think for a start, we're probably going to have to... well, take a look at other places. But in the meantime, we can at least look in the river around here. And we're going to do that in the next episode. So, next episode, we'll take a look at the lake around here, see what we can find. And then try and find our way... well, first to the area above Fort Emerald. We'll clear that out. Then we'll go to the fort that we need to take care of. That'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I'm Chester44. That is Rex, Gary, Talia, and Leah. This has been an Avernum 2 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.